Started with a guy that's been on our show before, Wes Rucker, but he's not the only one that shares in this sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
College football is better when Tennessee is good, is the take today. That this is good for college football, raises its national profile, blah, 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 because Tennessee is good.
So what I would say is there is some truth in that. There's some truth. Tennessee's a big brand, big fan base, nationally known, right? So having another one of those teams be good, it can't help but get interest in some of these games. I mean, the rating shows you right there, right? Tennessee fans were probably in Birmingham, Alabama, Nashville, and Memphis. Those are probably the top 3 markets for those games, right? So there's some truth to that. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter that it's Tennessee. If USC has been playing better this year, that's good for college football. If Florida State were to figure their life out, or Miami, that's good for college football. Those are big names. Texas being good. It's good for college football. Big brands, the overwhelming segment. It's not the word. I can't think of it. Anyway. Big brands being good is good for college football? Absolutely it is. But you can't narrow it down to, people have been waiting on Tennessee. No.
Yeah.
If Texas had beaten Alabama in week 2 and were undefeated, Texas being back would be a good thing for college football. What is it with Tennessee wanting to take credit for everything? You mentioned the baseball thing.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing. That kind of take comes from somebody that is either incapable of forming intelligent thought or is insulated in a bubble. And so when things are exciting where they are, they think everybody's excited. I imagine living in Knoxville right now is pretty cool. Tennessee's really fun. Yeah. It's a fun team. They are fun. But because everybody around you is excited doesn't mean the country is. It's this weird thing that happens when people are filled with this bubble. Tennessee is not unique at all. That's what's so goofy about a take like that. This one team out of 130 being good raises the profile of the sport. College football has not missed Tennessee for the last 15 years. Hasn't missed it. It's grown.
No.
It's grown. There's more money. There's more viewers. It keeps freaking growing despite Tennessee being a disaster. They're not unique because the selling point is, Tennessee's got this brand and a history of success and this big stadium and a rabid fan base. I was like, you just described dozens of programs in college football.
Yeah.
If Wisconsin was doing exactly what Tennessee was doing, big, good brand, gigantic stadium, great environment, good for college football.
You know what was good for college football? Michigan being in the playoffs last year.
Yep.
Because Michigan has been sort of missing from that top tier. Having them back in it, big for college football. Georgia winning a national title, good for college football. We can all say that, Georgia's one of those teams that go to the playoffs every year. They hadn't won one yet. So that gave, another team winning a national title. That's the first, they're not a new national champion, but, when was the last time we had a new national champion? I know the answer to that. It's 1996. Florida was the first time national champion. That's since then, every team that's won a national title had already won a national title.
That's crazy. That is a thing. But college football is filled with rabid fan bases and great stadiums and history of success. There's 11 of them in the SEC where if they won, you're like, yeah, that place is nuts.
Then there's the other side of this. This is the one that got me, is Tennessee putting a GoFundMe together to try to pay for their goalposts. Are you for freaking real? You get a $60 million a year check from the SEC network. You just had a football game where you had 100,000 people in the stadium. I know the tickets were more than $1. Are you going to really sit there and try to, with a straight face, tell me you need $100,000 out of your fans? Just say, look, just say this, like, hey, we just beat Alabama. Now's the time to commit to Tennessee. Up your donation to whatever their version of the Bulldog Club, the Loyalty Foundation is. We need you, if we want to keep winning games like that, we need you to commit. Don't come out here and be like, we need to pay for our goalpost. Tennessee sneezes and $100,000 falls out of their pockets. It's a joke. Poverty.
Yeah. The way that was phrased bothered me too. It's like, use it as a fundraising opportunity, not, hey,
yes.
you guys, you tore down our goalpost and we need money to fix them. Give me a break. But I get so exhausted. And maybe it's because of where we are, because that kind of stuff isn't said in 2014 when Ole Miss and State were good. The college football purists liked it. And the people in media like Andy Staples, those guys appreciate when somebody like Ole Miss or Mississippi State are good, or Kansas or whatever. But you didn't get this Colin Cowherd on his 400 stations. Oh, man, college football needs USC. No, it doesn't. And why don't you say that about – so that kind of take always bothers me. It's why is Tennessee special? They're not. There are dozens of Tennessees in college football. In the ACC, there's Clemson, there's Florida State, Virginia Tech, rabid fan base, incredible environment, been successful in the past, haven't been lately. Miami, the SEC, again, it's got like 11 of them. The Big Ten, Penn State, history of success, haven't won lately. Rabid fan base, incredible environment. Michigan, you mentioned. Wisconsin, Iowa, places with rabid fan bases, histories, good histories, some better than others, but still incredible environments. Oregon in the Pac-12, USC in the Pac-12, Texas, Oklahoma. I mean, you can just name dozens of these programs. Tennessee is not special. They're not unique. They are fun. What happened Saturday was what we love about college football. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they're not special. Neyland Stadium's not special. It's like a dozen other stadiums in the country.
This is the third game this year over 10 million views. I can only imagine how people would have watched if NIL hadn't destroyed the sport. Don't y'all feel foolish now?
Yeah.
You know every last one of you that said, "Oh, NIL, this is ridiculous. I won't be a part of this." You're tuned in every week. You're locked in. You're watching these games. You're going to games. Don't act like you aren't. Not for 1 second. It's all a sham. It's all, I hate this term, but it's all virtue signaling. That's all it is. You're watching college football. You're loving it the same way I am.
Hunter says Wisconsin isn't in the same conversation as Tennessee. Tennessee is a blue blood. There isn't dozens of blue bloods. What makes them one? They won a national title when I was 6 years old. Yeah. I was 6. The players on the field weren't alive when Tennessee won their last national championship. What makes them a blue blood more so than Wisconsin? Wisconsin's had more recent success than Tennessee. Again, the Tennessee football players currently playing were not alive when Tennessee won their last national championship. I was 6. Maybe they got like a 24-year-old on the field. Maybe he was,
They do. His name's Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker was crawling. Maybe. He was getting swaddled, taking 5 naps a day when Tennessee
Hendon
last
Hooker
won a
was
national
already running
championship.
4.6 at that age. It's got a legend he is.
Oh, man. A lot of good texts came in. We're not going to be able to get to them all. We're just kind of running short on time. We appreciate all of you, though. Don't get me wrong. We appreciate all of you. There's just a lot of texts today, and we played Mike Leach earlier, so we got to get to Lane Kiffin.